Hello, everyone. This is MMA Interesting Prospects podcast. Today, our guest is Tracy Reeder, who will be fighting on Fury FC 83 on September 17th. Hello, Tracy. How are you?
I'm great, man. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Tracy, you will be fighting a kind of veteran of this sport who has almost 20 bouts. So, if you can tell me, what do you think about this opponent and how right now your camp is going?
I would have thought a lot more of him had we had this conversation a few days ago, but I just got the call last night or 2 nights ago that we're having to bump up a weight class because old boy's not going to make weight, you know. But it is what it is. So it's like we're 2 weeks out. How do you already know you're not going to make it? You know what I mean? It's just kind of in my head. Mentally, that kind of makes him a bitch. He could be the best martial artist in the world, and like he would still be a bitch to me for that. But he's got 18 pro bouts, almost 20 pro bouts, 8 pro victories. He's 8-10. It's not a great record, but it's an experienced record. He's dangerous. I would say he's dangerous, but not skilled. And I feel like I'm skilled and dangerous. So I just need to go out there and finish him, and preferably finish him quick and impressively. I mean, that's what I'm supposed to do whenever I got guys like this in front of me.
And will it be a welterweight fight or kind of catchweight, like 160 or 165?
It's catchweight at 165, but in my head, anything above 155 pounds and not above 170, let's just call it a welterweight. I mean, it's a welterweight fight. That's what it is. It's not. If it's not lightweight and we're agreeing to do a catchweight, but in my head, it's a welterweight fight. And I don't necessarily like doing this because I don't want to set the precedent that I'll fight at 170, because I want to fight at 155. But, I've got paid by sponsors and I've sold a shitload of tickets and the fight's in 2 weeks. What am I going to do? I guess I got to fight this motherfucker at 165 like he asked for.
But you will have a chance to finish him, and actually he's like I think that hard to finish because he lost by finish only 3 times. So I think that it will be a chance for you just to not only to defeat him but also finish him like Sage Norcat did in like 1 minute.
Right, that's crazy. Here pretty soon I'll share that with Sage Northcutt. We've both beaten up Jacob Capelli.
And how overall your camp is going?
Oh man, camp is great. I really can never complain. But it's never really like a camp for me. Like I just train year round. I'm always ready. Camp is just like zoning in on particular things that like maybe like game planning for an opponent. But as far as training and like how much I'm training and what I'm doing, I'm always ready, doing the same thing year round. So when people ask me how camp is going, it's just kind of like life's going good, man. It's the same thing as always, training 6-7 days a week, twice a day, getting it in, doing what I love, really doing what I love.
Yes, this is the most important thing, I believe. And because at first I thought that it will be a lightweight fight. So the question would be if you have after this, if you have a chance to get a title fight for the Fury FC. But if this is a kind of catchweight or the welterweight division, maybe the Fury will not be like let's say interested to give you a title, but I think that you should get it, especially because of your last fight.
Yeah, my last fight was a good win. I should have finished him for sure, but it's hard. People can't you can't, what they see and what I'm feeling is not the same thing. And I'm feeling a guy that's doing the most to mitigate damage and get to the 15 minutes, and it's like, why am I'm winning the fight? Why do I gotta? I mean, I should have taken more chances, but this guy is just, he's not trying to win at all. He's just trying to survive, and it makes it tough to finish, because he's still a good fighter. Like these good guys, when they go out there, if I just went out there and tried not to get finished for the whole 15 minutes, that's an easier goal than trying to win the fight. You know what I mean? But I think this guy will come to fight. He'll be coming to win. And it'll bring out the best of me. I feel like the last guy I fought, all respect to him, he's a great guy. I feel like he just didn't believe that he could really beat me off the top. So in his mind, if he didn't get finished, it was like I won. You know, it was like an internal win.
And how did you felt in like 3 rounds of fighting? Because you looked great in all of the rounds, but overall, because you finished the fights, it's rare thing to see you in the third round.
Man, I thought it was good because, like you said, like a lot of my most of my amateur bouts and a lot of my pro bouts like have been really short. So it's just good to get the cage time. I felt great going 15 minutes. I mean, I know my cardio's there. Um, it's just like really for me, I feel like the cardio is just like keeping composure, you know, not getting frantic out there, uh, no matter what's going on. So, and I felt like I was pretty calm, cool, and collected, and controlled mentally and emotionally that whole fight. So, I felt like I could have fought for an hour. You know, really more than that. I could have fought. You know, I mean we do it all the time in training, right? You know, I could have gone all day for real. I felt great for 15 minutes. That's a good feeling, having the confidence in your gas tank, you know, being battle tested.
And did you felt any like additional stress or nerves before your last fight, because you were on the losing streak, the first losing streak of your career? So did you felt anything different?
Man, not really different, you know, because it really is just one fight at a time. The wins and the losses, that shit don't matter when you got a motherfucker out there that you're about to walk out, and he's gonna try to beat your ass now. So getting your ass beat, all the ass you've beaten, and the times that you've gotten your ass beat before, that shit doesn't matter when you've got a new guy trying to beat your ass, and you're trying to beat his ass too. You know, so there really wasn't any added pressure. You know, there could never be added pressure. You know what I mean? This dude's trying to beat my ass in front of everybody I know and love. That's the pressure, you know? And more than that, I just want to win because, you know, mentally I'm a winner and I don't like fucking losing. So there is never more or less pressure for any fight. They're all the same. Uh, you know, that's just anyone who says any fight is different is crazy. They're all the same to me. I just want to win, and regardless of what happened yesterday, 2 years ago, whatever.
And I think that it's worth to mention that the fighters that you lost, it's one is Josiah Harrell, who I believe is signed to the UFC, and the other one, the Merkel Medeiros, will be fighting on the contender series. So it's like the top level guys on the regional scene. So it's, I think that no shame in losing to them, especially when you watch the fight.
Yeah, man. The one to Marquell, he's a great fighter and had a great fight. You know, he's fighting in the contender series soon. I hope he wins. I hope he does great. He's a hell of a fighter. Um, it just shows what I already. It shows other people what I know. You know, but you can't. Your biggest accomplishment can't be losses to good guys. You know. So I got to go out here and beat these good guys and come back. And I think if I fought those two guys again, I think I spank them both. But I mean, what am I supposed to think? I'm supposed to be the best in the world, you know. So um, it's great that the guys I lost to are now in the contender and in the UFC. I feel like my ceiling is higher than everybody I've fought and everybody I'm going to fight. I think my ceiling is so high, so it really doesn't matter. Uh, it's just a matter of time, man. Before you know, maybe you're having an interview with somebody that I beat up back in the day, and you're like, "Well, Tracy Reeder's in the UFC right now, so that's not a bad loss." You know, that's where my mind's at. My mind is changed my fucking life. You know what I mean? I want to be in the UFC.
But I think that in your case, in your case, it's like the matter of time when you will be in either UFC or any other big organization, because of your style and overall skill.
Yeah, man, and I still got things to show. You know, I feel like I've shown really I haven't you know, I'm not gonna put a percentage on it. I don't know. I haven't really feel like I've shown everything I've got to offer in the cage, and and I just can't wait to get out there. It's so much fun, man. Just being the center of attention, being the and really just being in a fight, you know, where nothing else is going on. It's black and white. Motherfuckers trying to beat my ass. You know, I can't wait to get in there, and I'm gonna be doing it forever. You know, till the end of time. So, uh, and I think I have a bright future. like you said, in a big promotion.
And overall, how did your journey with MMA started?
Man, it's a long one. My dad started me wrestling real young. When I was 4 years old, I started wrestling in Claremore, Oklahoma. That's where I'm born and raised. That's where I still live. It's where I do all my training. It's where I do everything and have done everything. And I grew up wrestling. And are you familiar with the WWE? It's
Yes.
that professional wrestling. So as a kid, I was a nerd for it. And I thought it was real. And I wanted to do that because I thought they were the tough guys. And then my dad, when I was young, 7, 8 years old, showed me the UFC, showed me Chuck Liddell, showed me Matt Hughes, Randy Couture, and he was telling me this is the real tough guys, and it crushed me because the WWE, and I was like, well, shit. I guess if this is the real tough guys, this is what I want to do. I just always wanted to be a tough guy, and I wanted people to know it, and so I would always watch the UFC, knowing, okay, let me try to learn something. I want to do this shit, and my dad told me the best MMA fighters are really good wrestlers. And I didn't really like wrestling at all growing up. And I was like, well, shit, if I have to be good at this to be good at that, I better get good. So I wrestled, and I wrestled 2 years in college, and some things happened. Nothing, mostly just like internal things where I just wasn't happy and I didn't want to be there anymore. And I just wanted to start fighting, and I dropped out of school and I started, I didn't know what I was going to do when I dropped out. I really had no plan. And then, a guy from a jiu-jitsu gym in Claremore messaged me and was like, hey man, if you want to work out, if you come teach a wrestling class once a week, we'll do jiu-jitsu with you. And that was once I started, I knew first day, I was like, I ain't going back to school. I'm gonna start fighting like I always wanted to. And that was that was about that was about 3 years ago. And here we are. It's been great.
Yes, and results speaks for it.
Yeah, because all the fights I've had, amateur. I think I had 7 fights. I have 8 pro fights now. That's 15 fights really in 3 years. And I'm 6-2 as a pro. That's 8 pro fights in just 3 years of training. I'm 24 years old. I've put myself in a great spot, and I've been working hard for this for my whole life. Even I've been working hard since before I even knew what I was working for. Growing up was tough, like wrestling the way I was wrestling. Having a dad that pushed me real hard. Thankfully I did, but there was times where I didn't understand, what I was doing it for. But I feel like everything in my life has prepared me to go after this dream now. I feel like my whole upbringing has just prepared me to make my dreams come true.
Yes, and your journey right now is just started, so there will be many more years to fight and to gain experience. So I think that you are on this beginning stage of all of this.
And it's crazy. Yeah, you're right. And it's crazy to think about. I mean, wrestling, I went all over the place, and Oklahoma, where I'm from, is a huge wrestling state. And I grew up so blessed with great coaches and being able to travel not very far or sometimes pretty far for great experiences, tournaments, other coaches. And then in MMA, it's been 3 short years, but the quality, the caliber of guys I've got to train with. I mean, if I could go back and tell like 10-year-old Tracy that I've got to train with multiple UFC fighters, just that alone. I mean, I would be geeking out, and it's really, I don't even think anything of it now. It's just my life. I have great training partners, great friends all over the country that I can go train with, and that are high level, and it's like you said, we're only 3 years in. I mean, I'm so blessed.
And what is the main gym right now that you are training in?
Man, I train at Clinch Martial Arts. That's in Owasso. I teach and train at Paycheck Martial Arts in Claremore, and then those are the two. I go to Brothers Jiu Jitsu in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. And that's where I'm at. All the time. One of these 3 places. You know, even my old high school, sometimes me and some of the teammates will get together and we'll train there, you know, but it's all guys from Clinch or wherever, somewhere in the local area, you know.
And
But
after
Clinch is,
train
go ahead.
after training for a few years right now, and then fighting, you had many fights for now. What do you think is toughest stylistically matchup for you? If you can, like, let's say, picture the fighter, the style that can make you some problems.
Man, I think someone who is athletic and moves well. And so, I mean, if you watch the Markwell fight, I mean, what did he do? He moved well. He switched stance well. He chewed up my legs, and that was pretty big early on. But it was also a learning lesson, you know, learning how to deal with the calf kicks and just getting the experience of being in there for so long when the fight wasn't going my way ever, you know. Um, but I think to a good stylistic matchup would be like somebody who has good takedown defense and moves well on the feet and is proficient in switching stances. Maybe even if they're athletically gifted, like with length, you know, maybe they're a longer guy too. You know, like the last guy I fought, Darren, was super tall and long for the weight class. You know, that could have posed some issues, but I feel like I'm complete. It's really just about going out there and competing to the best of my abilities. And I know in my heart of hearts that I can strike. I haven't shown it, but I know I'm a good striker. I'm a great striker. Uh, it's I feel like I'm tough to beat. You know, I feel like really what it takes to beat me is going out there and having the performance of your life, and me tripping over my own. That's how I always feel. I feel like it's me tripping over my own feet when I lose. Like I feel like really only I can beat me. You know.
And in let's say next year, if the Bellator or PFL, some other big organization but not the UFC, would be interesting in taking you to this organization, would you be interested in going there, or you prefer to stay on the regional scene a little bit longer just to get a shot from the UFC?
Man, that's a tough question, you know, because money talks, you know. So if there's money involved, especially, you know, I'm not rolling in dough right now, you know. My life is good, but you know, I have dreams of making real money doing this. But when I was a kid, you know, I don't want to say no to PFL or Bellator, which is about to be the same thing, I think, or whatever, you know. That's great. As much as I don't know that I could say no if there was a great dollar amount offered. I really don't. But I know even still, the ultimate dream is the UFC. I didn't grow up watching PFL or Bellator. I didn't grow up dreaming of being the PFL world champion and having a bunch of money. I didn't dream about money growing up at all. I dreamed about being the UFC champion, because when somebody's the UFC champion, they are recognized by the majority of the people on this planet as the baddest motherfucker on the planet at that size and weight class. And that's what it's always been about for me, is getting my respect and my credit. And you know, now that I'm an adult, it's about money too, but it will always be uh, respect at the end of the day. And I feel like there's no more respected organization of fighters than the UFC. It's like the NFL of fighting, you know. It's the World Cup. It's the NBA. It's the biggest shit we can do as fighters, and I'll always want to be a part of that. But I can't rule out some cheddar from another organization if the time was right and the money was right.
There always can be a situation that you will go to Bellator or PFL for like 1 year or 2 year, take some wins and go to the UFC with the better record and with more experience. So there is also the chance, especially that you are a very young fighter. So you have like maybe 13 or 14 years in your career still.
Yeah, for sure. I think yeah, my career is going to be real long, and I feel like no matter what path I go, it'll be inevitable that I end up in the UFC, whether I do PFL or Bellator and then go to the UFC, or whether I fight on the regional scene and go to the UFC. Contenders. I just really feel like there's no wrong path for me. It's just going to result the same thing as long as I do my job. My job is winning fights, and it really as long as I'm winning fights, bro, the rest will happen. You know, everything I want, I'll get. That's how I feel anyway.
And if you can pick a fighter, maybe from the UFC, in a, let's say, the dream fight scenario, the fighter that you can fight right now, just for like your experience and getting experience, who do you like to pick?
That I could fight right now.
Yes, as the
Shit,
dream fight.
man, it's a tough question. You know, there's a lot of high level guys that I feel like I would do well against, but it's just crazy to say when you don't have the experience, you know, that these guys have. But I feel like really, I don't have anyone in particular. It's anyone and everyone that's gonna. If I were to beat them, it would, you know, garner me some respect. You know, that's what it's all about, you know, is just showing that I'm a tough fighter and I'm the best fighter and that I'm just tougher and cooler than these guys. And so really I don't have a preference. I don't even care. I just like fighting and I'll fight them all. Um I've never really like there's never been a guy where I've been like I want to fight that guy. It's always just like been like a more logical thing. Like if I had to fight that guy, what would I do and how would I do it and how would I go about it, you know, not like oh, I'm itching to fight him, you know.
But
I'm
also
trying to think there's somebody I don't like that would be like the only reason, you know, is if I just didn't like him and I was like, oh fuck that guy, I hate that guy.
but sometimes the things that happen, that the like fighter is injured and UFC need to like fighter for the short notice fight, like 1 week or 2 weeks. So this is a chance for the let's say younger and less known fighter to fight against, like even sometimes top 15 guy.
Oh, I would, dude, in a heartbeat if they called me and were like, we need you to fill in for a top. I mean, dude, whatever. I'll do I will do anything to be in the UFC. I want to be in the UFC because all I need is my opportunity. Then the rest is on me. You know what I mean? So if whether it's a short notice, whatever, that's why we stay ready and train all the time. I can make weight on 2 days notice any time. Um, so I would take whatever opportunity because once I have the opportunity, once my foot's in the door, then I'm in there. Then the rest is on me, and that's where I live. Uh, you know, put it all on me. I want it on me. So they could offer whoever whatever. I would say yes. You know, um, and I think it's great that we see that so much. You know that really seems to be the way to get in is to just always be ready and to not say no when they call. You know, I know people are always like, "Oh, the right opportunity, the right opportunity." Any opportunity is the right opportunity for me. Give it to me. Let's fucking see. You know, I'll show you. Let's see what the Claremore kid can do.
And actually, the similar situation happened with Josiah Harrell, because he got the fight against Jack de la Maddalena. The fight actually didn't happen, but still he get a chance. So it's like you probably can be close in this kind of situation to fight a guy who is even close to top 10.
Man, whenever I saw that matchup, I was so frustrated because I really feel like I should have beat Josiah. I feel like that was just a fight that got away from me emotionally after. I don't know if you watched it, but after the illegal knee, you know, I feel like emotionally I just like I said, I tripped over my own feet out there. I beat myself. And then he's missed weight in his last like 2 or 3 fights. So now he's like, I'm moving up to welterweight, and then he gets this opportunity. And I was just looking at that. People were sending me the headline, Josiah Harrell signed to fight JDM, and I would just look at it and I would be like, damn it, damn it, damn it. You know, this should be me. And everyone was like, oh, JDM's gonna kill him. JDM's gonna kill him. The way that guy kept taking JDM down, bro, I feel like I could beat JDM. You know, I feel like it'd be a bad matchup for him. I feel like Josiah could have beat him too if he fought him smart, if he went out there hunting for the takedown. Because that guy that they signed from Fury that fought JDM was tough, and he was getting to the wrestling and really exposed JDM's mistakes. You know, or not mistakes. Really exposed some holes in his ground game, and he was making a lot of mistakes. You know.
And
Go ahead.
and do you like overall watching the UFC fights, like from top to bottom, or you prefer just to watch a main event or co-main event?
Man, like if I know a guy if I know a guy, like I trained with him or I trained with somebody that trained with him, like I'll watch it, anytime it's my weight class, just because you're just like, oh, that's it. They're in my pool, like I'm aware of everybody who's in my pool, down from the shittiest regional guy to the top in the world. So when it's 155, I'm paying the fuck attention. I don't just like, when there's obviously a big fight on the marquee, that's what I'm there to watch. I didn't watch last UFC for anything other than O'Malley and Aljamain, But if I happen to see that there's a 55er on the card, I'll go, oh, let me check mark this and watch it.
And about the title fight, Islam Makhachev against Charles Oliveira, who do you think will win the rematch?
Man, I think Islam's gonna march right through him. It'll be a tough fight. It's always a tough fight when it's guys. I mean, they're both so good. Everybody in the UFC, not everybody in the UFC, but everybody in the top 5 of the UFC is gonna be good, and they're one mistake away always. But I think Islam's better. I think he's more powerful on the feet. I think that he's the way better grappler. I think Charles Oliveira is a good grappler, but I don't think he's as skilled as Islam. I think he's dangerous. He's dangerous about catching the guillotines in transition, or he's dangerous of like, oh fuck, you showed your back and now he's on it with a body triangle. But I don't think like of him as like like Damian Maya or somebody, like where as soon as it went to the ground, you were like, oh fuck, this guy's fucked. Like when this one goes to the ground, if Charles doesn't land in a sub or it doesn't happen off the scramble, I don't think he can grapple with Islam.
Yes, you're right, but still, Charles has this like opportunistic approach. So 1 second, and he can like take the arm, take the neck. But I agree that probably if it would be like grappling competition, Islam is just better. But still, with the tools that Charles has it would be interesting to see, especially after the Dariush fight and especially after Makhachev against Volkanovski fight.
Man, I feel like that fight really humanized Islam. I feel like Islam was like a mystical being until the Volk fight. And then the Dariush, everyone thought Dariush was the man, and then Charles, like the momentum for Charles is this, and then like Islam is kind of like, he's got to go out there. I mean, dude, he beat Volk. Like, you can say what you want about the judges, the decisions, could have gone, should have gone, would have gone, whatever way. I mean, the fact of the matter is he beat fucking Volk, and Volk looks untouchable every time he fights. And but Islam's stock amongst the public has dropped, so his momentum is and that matters. That matters a lot. So the momentum is riding for Charles, but I just think Islam, man, I think it's going to be too much.
And if you, it's also like very theoretical, but if you can take one skill of any fighter in the world, it can be like a knockout power or some grappling skills from any fighter in the world, what would you like to take?
Do I get to keep my same skills and then
Yes,
I add?
yes, and one you can add.
Dude, give me Francis's knockout power. I mean, that's crazy. If anyone says anything other than that, they're either they haven't thought about it, or they're lying to you, because why would you not want that?
Yes, it's actually the answer who I believe that is like appearing the most. Francis knockout power.
I mean, look, some of these other guys, not, and I'm not talking bad about anyone you've had, but there's some guys that you could ask about it, and it's like, I don't know, hey man, maybe like I feel like I'm skilled, and that's just kind of like I don't want to say God gifted, but that's like a gift. Like having that type of power is a gift. Like guys can work their whole lives and never hit like that, you know. Um, but I feel like if I wasn't confident in my skills, maybe I'd ask for something else. Like if I wasn't a good grappler, I might ask for grappling, But or if I didn't feel like I was a good striker, I would be like, give me Izzy's kickboxing or some shit. But because I feel like I'm a good striker, a good grappler, and a good wrestler, and I feel like that's just kind of an attribute that I wasn't born and blessed with, that's the one I'm definitely going to take for sure.
Yes, it's probably one of the the best choices about this question, I think. And overall, how do you deal with the stress before your fights and in training camps?
Man, it's really uh not super stressful, you know, at all. Like I picked this. I want to do this. This is what I dreamed of doing. So anytime I start thinking about like getting nervous or like stressed or anything, it's just like, hold on. These are this right here that's making me nervous or stress me. This is the moment. This moment is what I prayed for as a kid. You know, this is what I wanted, and that really keeps me centered and being like, oh yeah, like this is, I'm right where I wanted to be, and it's nerve wracking sometimes, you know, because it's just like whoa, like it's really working out the way I wanted it to, and but it's different when it's a dream and it's reality, and I feel like that's where people get nervous. But I uh, I just always remind myself this is what I prayed for when I was a kid. These are the moments that I would watch on TV. I would watch these guys, and I want to do that. I want to be that, and now here I am. So you know, it sucks that Sean O'Malley ruined this song for us, but it's like the lines are so good. If you are what you say you are, then have no fear. You know, what am I afraid of? This is what I've always wanted to do, said I would do. So it's not time to back down now. We're here.
And I have a two last question. It's not about fighting, but I think that it can be quite interesting. First of all, did you watch Tulsa King?
Oh, come on, bro. Hell yeah, I watched it.
And how you like it?
Man, I thought the show was great. Sylvester Stallone is awesome always. You know, it was maybe like a little like I mean, it's TV, you know, but it was cool just seeing that it was like all these it was around Tulsa, you know, that's 30 minutes, 20 minutes from my house, you know, the downtown, and it was cool cuz Oklahoma doesn't get recognized for a lot, you know. So uh you know, they're doing season 2, but they're not even going to film it in Tulsa. I don't know if you heard this. But you know, it was great. I loved it.
Yes, it was a kind of mix, like the crime action and with the funny part. So it's like
Yeah,
a very good overall like mixture of this types.
yeah, and Sylvester Stallone's character is a fucking badass. Like he's just beating dudes' asses and being the man. You know, I mean, typical mafia mobster type movie shit, but uh, it was great. You know.
And one last question. It's also not connected with fighting. If you would go to deserted island and you can pick one thing to survive, what would you pick?
And I need to survive.
No, maybe I thought about survival, but you can take just one thing.
Shit, give me a helicopter, get me off that motherfucker if I want to.
Yeah, okay. This is a a very good and very smart answer.
Uh, man, I don't know. I hope I'm never in that position, man, because I've spent all my life learning, you know, how to fight, not how to survive out here, bro.
Yes, but the answer you beat this question. No
Well,
question.
I didn't because you know, do I don't know what it is about. Like, there's nothing about me that says I can fly a helicopter. You know, I don't know how to fucking fly one, so I'd have to figure it out.
Yes,
I don't
but
know how much a helicopter might do me no good, brother.
if the helicopter would be with the pilot, you can just use his knowledge and like experience.
Well, I didn't know if a helicopter and a pilot counted as two things, you know, and I don't need just a pilot, so I'll take a helicopter. I'll take my chances, I guess.
Yes, you can risk because it's I think that hard to survive on this kind of island.
I mean, how do I want to go on the island in a few weeks, or do I want to go in the crash? I don't know, or do I want to get out of there and survive? I mean, that's the options.
Okay, Tracy, many thanks for this conversation. I hope that you will win this fight, and maybe you will fight again this year. It would be, I think, the perfect, and in lightweight division, not in a catchweight bout.
Right, yeah, for sure. I think I'll fight by the end of the year, but we'll see what happens. I really appreciate you for having me on, brother.
Okay, thanks.